Ormoc Da Ai Village inaugurates a new building that will offer many different services. Taoyuan Junior High School teaches students how to protect themselves if flood occurs. Welcome to DaAi Headline. I'm Maggie Tai. Thank you for joining us. Today we begin our program with an inauguration of a new building in Ormoc Da Ai Village. Philippine Freemasons Grand Lodge of Scotland has made donations to build a multi-purpose building for the villagers. In the future, medical staff from the city government and policemen will be there to serve the villager. Let's take a look.
1, 2, 3.
This new building in Ormoc Da Ai Village has officially opened. This is built with donation from Freemasons Grand Lodge of Scotland and will become a new landmark in Da Ai Village.
Many of us give charity through various organizations, but it's nice to see it being appreciated by the people who receive it and really feel the warmth of the donation. You can see that it's making a difference to people's life and they're really grateful.
I hope this will be just a start and maybe bigger things is yet to come. So let us keep our fingers crossed and see and hope for a better future.
The Tzu Freemasons multi-purpose building started its construction last year. The Da Ai villagers built this building.
Now that this multi-purpose building is completed, we heard that medical staff from the governments will be here. Then if we need medical assistance, we do not need to leave the community. There will be policemen as well.
On the day the multi-purpose building is officially open, the Da Ai villagers are filled with joy. They prepare wreaths and other gifts for the opening ceremony, hoping to share their joy with all those who helped them.
I'm very happy to see that the lives of the Da Ai villagers have improved and their life attitude has changed. Has proven that I made the correct decision to donate this piece of land to build Da Ai Village. I hope the villagers will continue to help each other.
Back to Taiwan, a family of 5 in Tomon Tribal Village in Hualien lives in shipping container without water and sewage system. Furthermore, they have to pay $30 a month to pump out a septic tank. City volunteers soon decided to help the family install basic plumbing.
This area has become a breeding ground for mosquitoes. This is Hualien Solin Township, Tomon Tribal Village, where this family doesn't have basic sewer facilities, as they need to spend $30 a month to have their septic tank cleaned.
1 meter to 1.2 meters and 80 centimeters deep is this septic tank.
Tzu volunteers are worried about this family's health and has decided to help them set up a plumbing system to carry waste away.
After improving the environment, the children will be better off, and I think that improving their home will be a great benefit to their health.
This care recipient is also pitching in to improve their home, helping dig to install sewer pipes and cover it all with cement.
I have to thank you, Tzu aunties and uncles, for coming to help us.
After installing these sewer pipes, the overall environment of this home has been dramatically improved, and the health of their children has been safeguarded.
Tzu's parent-child class in Xintai District recently visited Xingfu Nursing Home. The children performed instrumented massage for the seniors, bringing smiles to their faces as children learn to be filial.
Performing songs with a trumpet, the child is doing her best to entertain the grandpas and grandmas. The parent-child class in Xintai District is visiting the Xingfu Nursing Home.
As the children come, they have the chance to practice performing. They are also very happy to see the seniors. This is something very meaningful for us to do.
The children massage the seniors, bring smiles to their faces.
Children watch how adults are interacting with other people and learn from them. Therefore, we tell the children that we need to seize the time to fulfill filial duties.
As we pounded the seniors' backs, they were very happy. I can fulfill my filial duties when my grandmother is still alive.
As the seniors enjoy the pudding, the nursing home staff members are deeply touched.
As so many children come to our nursing home, I can feel that our grandpas and grandmas are extremely happy and satisfied.
As the children bring joy to the seniors, they have also learned the importance of fulfilling their filial duties.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Beijing, China visit an 8-year-old girl, Zhang Chen, who stays home with her grandparents due to sickness. Without any friends, seeing the volunteer is her most excited time every month. She didn't even want to let them leave. Every time when she hugs the volunteer, Zhang Chen always hopes that she is their last visitation. The 8-year-old girl quit school because of diabetes insipidus. Volunteers bring a ping pong ball set for her to exercise. Her parents went out to work in order to pay for her medical expenses, and her grandparents are taking care of her at home. Having no peers to interact with, she often feels very lonely. Every month, playing game and chatting with volunteers are the comfort for her mind. However, the least she wants to hear is, "Let's take a picture." The red bean bracelet symbolizes missing each other always. Zhang Chen is also learning how to share the great love of volunteers with more people in need. Last year, during a winter distribution in Siyang, Jiangsu Province, China, volunteers and the public encountered a heavy snowstorm. For their safety, the distribution was postponed. However, volunteers kept their promises as they delivered relief goods and blessings to the underprivileged locals recently.
Tzu Chi volunteers gather before their office in the early morning to load goods onto buses. Then they will drive for 6 hours for a very long bumpy ride to Siyang. They don't just sit in the buses, they read Buddhist sutras, practice sign language with Tzu Chi songs because they will be visiting underprivileged families. They arrived at a remote village. Today is the birthday of a young girl in the Zhu family, and the volunteers have brought a birthday cake with them. Currently, these 7 children are looked after by their grandmother because their parents died in the fire.
He watched it very well, so I told him many kids aren't as good as you, right? Because they can't do housework, but you can. You let your dad and mom feel at ease, and your grandma also feel at ease.
These elderly people must take care of their grandchildren, so they want to tell the volunteers their discontent. Members of a women's association also go with them, and they are inspired by Tzu Chi volunteers' enthusiasm.
When we first knew Tzu Chi, it was through our work, so we had to match Tzu Chi's work and do some work. Not thinking that this is just work, this is something I enjoy doing very much.
In Jiangsu, there are very few children who don't have anything to eat or who can't go to school. But after you came here, you made great help to the orphans financially and spiritually. You let them know that although they have lost their parents or their families aren't that good, many people still care about them.
Both organizations now work and encourage each other to help underprivileged people in town.
The annual DaAi pilgrimage procession continues with one man collapsing suddenly. Thankfully, medical staff were on site to give him immediate CPR and AED resuscitation. Doctor points out that heart attacks are difficult to prevent and could occur when exhausted. If you experience discomfort or chest tightness, you should immediately seek medical treatments.
The DaAi pilgrimage procession entered Yunlin's Huwei, and at 4:30 a.m. before dawn, a 35-year-old man suddenly fell unconscious with no heartbeat. Fortunately, there was medical staff on hand who performed CPR, with an ambulance immediately arriving, as an AED device was used to stop his heart. Doctors say that the 9-day and 8-night procession, which goes on with no rest, could lead many to become too fatigued, leading to this heart attack.
It may be a coronary artery disease or a problem with the heart muscle itself due to overwork or strenuous exercise. Some patients will suddenly experience their heart stopping.
Heart attacks are hard to prevent, as everyone is encouraged to look after their own health and stay away from getting too tired.
When one starts to feel out of breath or cold and sweaty or tightness in the chest, then one needs to take a quick rest.
When one experiences an individual encountering such complications, the first thing needed is CPR and then an AED device, which can help begin the process of allowing the heart to return to normal functions and potentially saving a life.
1 out of 10 people in Taiwan suffers from migraines. Many people drink coffee to ease the discomfort, but Chinese medicine doctor believes that not all patients are suitable for it. If your migraine is severe, it may get worse with coffee. Our report teaches you some acupressure points that may help you feel better. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Are you enjoying a sip of coffee? However, those suffering from migraines may take coffee to help relieve their pain.
Normally, if it's a mild migraine, it normally happens in the afternoon. It is not so common in the morning. The headache is not obvious, but it comes with other symptoms like fatigue, loss of energy, or sweating.
If you have mild migraines, some coffee can ease your headache. But if it's a severe migraine, then drinking coffee may cause you more discomfort.
Migraines are caused by your qi and blood going to your brain rapidly, and the blood vessels contracting, making you feel tight and painful. It will cause severe pain like being hit, or swelling in your face will cause you to become red and your neck gets tight. This kind of pain is called liver yang hyperactivity migraine, and it's bad to drink coffee.
There are different treatments for different types of migraines. Take severe migraine, for example. It's mainly releasing the excessive liver qi, so the acupressure points for it are Tai Chong, Bai Hui, and Xue Gu. For mild migraine patient, it's due to lacking qi and blood, so the acupressure points are Zhu San Li and San Yin Zhao. Nonetheless, there is an acupressure point that is suitable for all migraine patients, that is He Gu Xue.
We encourage people to put pressure on He Gu when you have migraine. He Gu is between our fingers, and you can pressure this inner area. You will feel sour and pain when you press it, but this is an important area to ease a migraine.
Some researchers also found that migraines may be related to weight. People whose BMI is over 27 are considered overweight, which may have more inflammation in the body. Their migraine rates are 80% higher than people with normal BMI. Therefore, if you want to ease your migraines, controlling your weight can also be a very important factor. The establishment of Taiwan's brain bank will soon be completed through the help of medical community and charity organizations. In fact, some patients and family members suffering from neurological problems have already donated to medical research units with the hope of healing other patients. As the human brain is very difficult to understand, researchers need more brain tissues and more time to find a cure.
10几年来，都是2个人一起生活。
In the past few years, we need to be together. I'm afraid of him falling, but I am not sure if I can pick him up.
可能我就没有办法撑着，就对了。因为他在生病的期间的时候，
When he got sick, Sister Yan gave me this book written by the master, and it inspired my husband to donate his brain after his death.
在他耳边就跟他讲，我说。
When my husband was dying, I spoke into his ear and told him not to worry, as I would try to do my best to carry on.
把生活过下去。
The donation of his brain was made by his wife and the NTU medical team. In fact, there are many eager donors suffering from illness just like him.
我觉得真的。
I think it's true that those with the disease are still holding on to the glimmer of hope.
有一线希望了。
Hope is something that is sustaining these patients. Mr. Zhang is still hoping for better treatment as he signed a cadaver donation agreement and hopes that a cure can be found even after his death.
老天给我
The life that God gave me for 70 years is enough, but I do want to find the cause of this disease.
我以前想找出这个原因到底是为什么。
他捐脑，那他同时也希望
Patients who want to donate their brains can also hope for transplant, so in fact, he can still fill out this organ donation card.
Donating his brain after death is still complicated by domestic laws and regulations, which have yet to be revised. If a patient wants to donate a brain, he or she must first donate their cadaver or organs, but legal processes may still delay the donation of brains. In spite of this, there are patients who are not discouraged about making this donation.
I told people in my family that after I die, they can definitely use my organs, as I'm willing to make such a donation.
Mr. Wu is a patient with cerebral atrophy. His mother also had the disease and transmitted the disease to her children.
当医院发现我的儿子有
When the hospital discovered that my son had cerebellar dystrophy, I was very, very frustrated. And later I found out that my daughter was sick. It was a period of time when I was really depressed.
真的是
This family of 4 with 3 people having the illness is a tragedy that few could cope with. After a period of despair, they decided to use love to conquer all.
我爸做的
I also hope to follow my dad's decision in donating his brain.
In addition to supporting them, I think that when I am dead, I can also accept organ donation.
The pathogenic code of the brain is something that medical teams are urgently looking to unlock.
In fact, these patients may belong to families with 2 or 3 generations of this disease. If they know about this, they can get early preventative treatment, and many of them want to donate their brains after their death.
如果他在他们过世之后，他们希望说捐脑。
However, the establishment of a brain bank in Taiwan requires not only the brain tissue of the patient, but also normal brains.
If you don't have a control group of healthy brains, how do you know what is normal? We also need normal brains that we can compare against those who are ill.
I hope that we can give these thousands of patients and their families some hope because they are willing to endure such hardships.
为他们付出一些，因为他们何尝愿意啊？
In Asian countries, the concept of being buried whole has meant that few people are interested in donating organs or brains. However, changing times in Buddhist sutras would say that be willing to bestow all to others, your head, your eyes, your marrow, your brain, which can ultimately be the next source of hope for future patients.
Taoyuan Junior High School near the upstream of Laonong River, the road often gets destroyed after a heavy rain. After falling caused by Typhoon Morakot, students often need to climb the rope to walk through the mountain trail to go home. Hence, the school arranged escape training so that the students can be safe when disasters occurred. Singing happily, their voices are the most beautiful sound in the mountain. However, the joyful learning environment is often disrupted by the heavy rain after Typhoon Morakot, and they need to stop the class.
The helmet is to protect your head in case there are falling stones. There's also a glove for us to hold onto the rope while walking the mountain route.
The helmet, glove, raincoat, first aid kit, and headlight. Every year before the raining season, Taoyuan Junior High School hosts escape training, and students must learn solo skills to climb the rope to the platform on top of the mountain.
If the rain gets too heavy, we worry that the road will be destructed and the children can't go home. Sometimes teachers from other places can't come up as well, so we must escape to a safe platform.
The heavy rain distracted the road for students to go home, hence they can only climb ropes to go through the mountain track. This is a scene from last June. Afterward, the escape training becomes an important practice for students and teachers.
This can allow us to know how to do what we've accomplished during the escape training when the real flood occurs.
If the road is destructed, we need to stay in the school overnight.
Every student here has been forced to stay in school and not able to go home. Through escape practices, the school hopes that they can have the abilities to protect themselves. The digital age has led to new advancements such as high-tech smoke detectors. The National Science and Technology Center for Disaster Reduction has developed a new robot that uses IT software and the internet to offer some 20 different warning signals. Let's learn about this new technology.
After receiving a question, this cute little robot takes a moment to think.
天气是小雨，请注意携带雨具。
After 6 months of work, a number of safety warnings and voice interaction has been built into this robot.
In the future, we hope to make it more interactive, such as being able to ask about the weather at home or conditions inside the house. This could be done through line or the robot, providing feedback to your questions.
It's expected that this technology will come out in the middle of next year. Mature technology may also combine with satellite navigation equipment, with a small screen immediately displaying warnings of rain in the vicinity or whether there is a landslide, as well as 24 types of warning messages.
In the future, we hope to work with the EPA, as many are concerned about air quality. Also, when there is a disaster, water and electricity shortage or disruptions to telecom services have also been integrated into our system.
As an island nation, Taiwan is subject to many different natural disasters, and using this technology to keep on top of such information has ultimately helped reduce the impact of these natural disasters.
Jianghua City volunteers make charity steam bonds 4 times a year and donate all the profit to help international disaster relief. The steam bonds they make are very popular, and over 1,000 bonds are sold out every time. Handmade steam bonds are not as easy as you may think. It takes time and efforts to make it from scratch.
It has to be solid and not soft with air in it. It doesn't look as good if there are air and bubbles in it.
Wang Zhiming used to be a professional pastry chef, and he makes time specially to volunteer to help.
This takes a lot of energy, so in the end my hand got blisters every time. We can't do too much on our own, but we can all help out each other.
About 30 volunteers are expected to make 2,500 steam bonds this time.
This hasn't been fermented. Wait till it's fermented and we'll steam it for another 15 minutes and it'll be done.
The charity steam bonds handmade by volunteers have great reputations. All the flavors from milk, red yeast, and brown sugar are all very popular.
Everyone loves it. It's sold out every time without anything left.
7 small and accumulates to be great. This gives a chance for many people to give small amounts of money and donate great love.
4 times a year, the volunteers raise funds with the steam bonds so they can donate their profits to the international disaster relief. To prepare for the April 22nd Earth Day, 90 students from Tzu Chi University joined volunteers to clean the Xi Tan beach and do recycling to help maintain a healthy ecology of the ocean. We will leave you with these images and thank you for joining us.